Welcome to Unscripted. My name's Pete, and this is episode number 2. And I am calling this episode Why Scars Are Beautiful. Now you're going to ask, why on earth would you want to talk about scars? Well, obviously I have them, as you can see. Scars are traditionally viewed as something that is ugly, hideous, negative, something that people either make fun of or just don't talk about. But I would like to show you that scars can actually be a beautiful thing. So hopefully by the end of this episode, I can convince you of that. So there are different types of scars. There's physical scars, there's emotional scars, mental, even spiritual. There are scars you can see, and there are scars that you can't see. Some are on the outside, some are on the inside. Some of them happen accidentally. We do them to ourselves. Some of them are inflicted upon us. And it's been interesting over the years to see how people have reacted to my scars. So, starting as a kid, kids can be really cruel. So I used to get picked on a lot, teased relentlessly, bullied, and a couple times beat up just because I look different, because I have my scars. Over the years, as I've dealt with people that are a little bit older, I don't get that hardly at all. What I get either is people just don't talk about it or ask about it, or there's the people that don't have any filters at all, and it just comes out what happened to your head. For most of my life, I'll be honest, I lied, and I said I had an accident as a kid. And it wasn't until relatively recently that I decided I needed to stop lying and I needed to tell the truth. And the truth of the matter is, my scars fall into the category I just talked about of being inflicted upon me. I didn't ask for them. They're not my fault. It was someone that I loved and trusted that should have loved me unconditionally and protected me and not hurt me. That being said, something else I've come to realize over the years is, what? You can't change the past. What has happened in your life has happened. You can't change it. It is water under the bridge. If you keep looking in the rearview mirror when you're trying to get to a destination, you're never going to know where you're going. You need to learn to deal with your past and let the past be exactly what it is, the past. And realize that any given day, you can start a new future. You can start that today, as a matter of fact. Now, this is going to take, I can tell you now, a change in the way that you're thinking. Okay? This is not something that you can do halfway. Yeah, it sounds good. You have to be all in. You have to decide that you want your life to be different, that you are tired of living with ridicule and pain. And you need to learn that scars aren't necessarily ugly. They can be beautiful. Now, there are more than just physical scars. Physical scars are interesting because most of them heal over time. And it gets to a point where you almost can't see them anymore. I'll show you as an example. So when I was a teenager, I worked in a grocery store. And back then we actually had glass bottles, and we had something called a bottle return. So you pay a deposit on the bottles when you get them. When you bring it back, you turn them in and get your money back. So I would work that window and take the bottles back. Well, I went to break one day, and when I came back, there were bottles sitting there, and I didn't think anything about it. I just decided to grab them and put them on the crate. Well, I didn't realize that at the time, one of them was broken. And so actually, I had a bottle penetrate my hand. And, if you look at my hand from there, you can't see a thing, right? But let me bring my hand just a little bit closer. So if you see, I've got a scar right there. And actually on this side, you can kind of see where it came through the other side. Over the years, I've forgotten about it. It stopped hurting, and you know what? I can't see it anymore. And there are even some of you out there that have scars that maybe have healed. Maybe scars that haven't healed that are hidden, that you can't see. I think that's our tendency, is to want to hide scars. And honestly, I used to be embarrassed about my scars. They used to be a sign of shame for me. A lot of that came from the teasing and getting picked on. And I used to not be able to look at myself in the mirror, honestly. The mirror is a powerful tool. The mirror can be your enemy, or the mirror can be your friend. I had to find it within myself to love myself and be able to look at myself in the mirror and to turn those scars as something to be ashamed of and embarrassed about into badges of courage, because I'm a survivor. And I'll tell more stories as Unscripted goes on. I'm not going to get into details today, but trust me, I've been through a lot in my life, and I know some of you have too. What I want to say to you is that only you can define what your scars mean. It is entirely up to you. It doesn't matter what anybody else says. It's what you see when you look in the mirror. So my takeaway from this is, if you are struggling, please talk to someone. Find someone you can trust to talk to. If you can, talk to a professional counselor. There is nothing wrong with that. I said earlier you have to be all in, and I agree with that. But on this part, if you're struggling, don't wait on that part. Please talk to somebody. Thank you.